What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video for us to check out. So look, man, the video footage we're going to check out today is crazy. A serial killer realizes he's been caught after 45 years. That's a long time being on a run or at least getting away with that many murders, man. Very unfortunate, man. Hopefully it'll bring some peace to the family members too, but crazy video, man. He didn't even realize he was caught. So we're going to check it out, man. Before we do, I appreciate if you hit that like button, share the content, make sure you locked in all the way by being subscribed and your notification bells on so you can always see when I'm dropping new content, man. I appreciate it. Other than that, man, you already know, man, let's get on this grind.
Hi, good morning. I'm so sorry. I'm super embarrassed. Yeah. Hi, puppy.
This man is 74-year-old John Arthur Getrew, an elderly homeowner in Hayward, California. What he doesn't know is that he's speaking with an undercover officer closing in on a decades-old secret, and things are about to take an unexpected turn.
I was turning around in your driveway, and I accidentally hit your car.
Which one?
The one parked in the driveway. Do you want to maybe take a look to see if we should exchange insurance information? Oh, man, I'm so sorry. So embarrassing.
Sure, so. Yeah, go ahead. Can't be on your back. Face the car. Go ahead, face the car. All right, what's good? We'll talk to you in a minute.
Anybody else in the house?
No, my wife's at work.
Deputies give John a routine pat-down before he's led to the front seat of a police vehicle.
Take a seat. You want to rest on that?
You're gonna close the door, make sure the dogs.
Yes. We'll take care of your dog.
Okay. Yeah.
Though he hasn't been told why he's been arrested, John applauds the deputies for the ruse.
Good line for coming out of the house, get that guy out of the house.
Months earlier, cold case investigators in Santa Clara County reopened a murder case that had remained unsolved for 45 years. DNA from the crime scene was compared to a public database, allowing investigators to trace a family tree and identify John, a husband, father, and former Boy Scout leader, as the primary suspect. Investigators bring him in for questioning, hoping to uncover the truth. Is this devoted husband and father simply the wrong man? Or has his carefully lived life been a cover for something far more sinister? The following is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before.
So I'm Sergeant Cortez, okay? I'll let you know what's going on and why you're here today.
Yeah,
okay?
I'd like to know.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. Before I let you know what's going on, I just want to get your personal information. Just confirm your name. Your full name is John Arthur
Getrew.
Getrew?
Getreu.
Okay. Were you ever in the military?
No.
No. Have you ever been arrested in the past?
No.
John shares basic information about his past and childhood, revealing that he was born in Newark, Ohio, and spent the early years of his life moving frequently due to his father's long military career. He spent a significant part of his teen years in West Germany, where his family lived on a U.S. military base.
Now, you mentioned that he had never been arrested, and I found out something happened in Germany.
Okay,
can you tell me about
I was arrested in Germany.
Okay, what happened with that? Can you tell me about that?
I was accused of murder.
The revelation is especially jarring, given that he's here today on accusations of his involvement in a completely separate murder.
Tell me about what happened. What was the accusation against you?
I killed a chaplain's daughter.
Okay.
That was all I knew.
Okay. Do you remember what happened with this young female?
No.
No?
I didn't even know her.
The young girl, 15-year-old Margaret Williams, attended a dance at an American youth club one Saturday night in 1963, when John was just 18 years old. The two were said to have met on the street shortly after, where she agreed to let him walk her home. Her body was discovered the next day on a baseball diamond behind the club. She'd been sexually assaulted and strangled.
You didn't even know her? Why did they arrest you?
Probably the next day.
Okay.
After they found the body, I guess.
Okay. How did they tie you to this body? How did they connect you to this body?
Somebody had seen me, walk that direction or walk towards the school, or
Okay.
it was an elementary school.
Okay. Did you I mean, I don't know the details of what
I
happened.
don't know the details either, so
Okay. Did you actually meet this young lady?
that's what they say.
Though John maintains his innocence, he was found guilty at trial for Margaret's murder, ultimately receiving a sentence of 10 years in a German juvenile prison. Because of his age at the time, he was released after serving roughly 2/3 of his sentence. Then he walked.
Thought that boy said he ain't never been arrested, man. That boy done been more than arrested, man. It may not been in America, but you definitely been arrested, bro. And you did more than getting just basically arrested, bro. You done did time, bro. 10 years for him. Yeah, dude tripping.
free.
Actually, you spent actually 6 years in prison?
Something like that.
Wow. And then how, after you were released, what happened?
I just was dropped off at McGuire Air Force Base, and my father picked me up, and that was it.
That was it? You came back to the
Never
United
heard
States?
a word from him. Nothing.
Okay.
After returning to the United States, John moved to California, and in 1975 was once again at the center of a serious crime.
And then at some point, there was another accusation against you about a sexual assault from the Palo Alto Police Department?
Palo Alto Police Department.
Okay.
That's when I was the leader of an explorer post.
Okay. Can you tell me about what happened there?
Nothing.
Okay.
You know, I
It's
was
just
accused, interviewed, and that was it.
Okay. What's this allegation? I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
This allegation that this young girl made against you that you sexually assaulted her. Did that actually happen?
No, not that not that I know of. And if I was arrested for specifically that, and then not even tried, and then nothing's happened. Like I told him, nothing happened.
Yeah.
I never saw her again. You know.
Did you end up serving time for that? Do you remember?
No, I didn't. Didn't serve any time that I know of.
Okay.
I can't. You know.
Okay.
It was so piddly that.
You weren't didn't go to trial or anything like that? Okay.
According to multiple news sources, John was 31 years old when the teenager came forward, claiming he not only assaulted and strangled her, but threatened to kill her if she didn't comply. He received a 6-month sentence, serving just 30 days on weekends after 5 were suspended.
So I want to tell you a little bit about my investigation, okay?
See, that's the the systems and the law and everywhere obviously fails the people. He should never been able to see the light of day. You know what I mean? For the most part, this is what he do, man, and it's like he's getting slaps on the wrist. Like, yeah, he did 10 years in Germany, but he should never been allowed to get out again. You know what I mean? For these type of crimes, really, man. And now, we about to find out how many people's lives he really took. And by the way, I don't care how old these type of situations and are, how long ago it was, still live in peace and rest in peace to all the victims, and still, condolences to the family, because when you lose loved ones, and especially in a very traumatizing way, a horrible way, that can affect you for the, that's going to affect most people for the rest of their life. So just want to put that out there, man. I try to do that.
With the with Palo Alto area, Stanford area, the hills in Stanford.
Yeah.
You ever go out there?
I was a scout leader. I traveled all those hills.
Which hills are you talking
Well, we were out in the Bay, Half Moon Bay Hills.
Okay.
And I traveled up through there, hiked with the boys.
Did you ever go in the hills, like in the area around Page Mill Road? Page Mill Road, like just west of Stanford?
No.
No, you never went to that area?
No.
Okay. So I'm investigating, there's a murder up there in the hills. Would there be any reason that you were ever up in those hills? No?
No.
Leslie Marie Perloff was a 21-year-old Stanford University graduate working as a law clerk at the North County Law Library in Palo Alto, California in 1973. Her body was found dumped in the Stanford Dish hiking area. A floral scarf was found tightly knotted around her neck, and had been used as a ligature to strangle her to death. It was DNA found beneath her fingernails that led them to John, who at the time worked near the Stanford campus as a security guard.
Did you ever see this young lady? Do you know her?
Yes, he has. He look at him, man. Watch this. He gonna play
No,
dude.
who's that?
Yeah, it's a young lady that an investigation I'm doing, and she was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever see her at all?
No.
She look familiar?
Leslie's 1972 orange Chevrolet Nova was found parked at the gate of an old quarry near Old Page Mill Road, just east of where her body was found.
Do you remember ever stopping by the side of the road and looking into this vehicle?
No,
It's an orange Chevy Nova.
no,
No?
no, sir.
Okay. Do you know the name Leslie Perlov? Leslie Perlov?
No.
No? Okay. She wasn't a girlfriend of yours?
Oh, no.
Okay. I had to ask.
She's cute anyway.
Yeah, very.
That would be about, she'd be about 18 years old, I guess.
Okay.
At Stanford. Yeah, Stanford graduate. Yeah. But that's it. I don't even recognize her.
Curiously, the sergeant hasn't shared with John that Leslie was a Stanford graduate.
Why do you say that?
Goofy. Let me. You know what I just want to say real quick. It's the arrogance that gets me with criminals like this, man, and just people like this in general. Like, bro, you in a big way, he got away with it for a very long time. Let's say it like that. I'm gonna say it like that because obviously it's catching up to him now. But bro, you have the dude had 45 years to move out of this country to say, just to make sure if this ever comes back, I'm nowhere around where they can find me. But it's the I'm gonna stay here in this country. I'm gonna become a scout leader. I'm gonna retire from a company. I'm gonna work here. I'm gonna build a family. I'm gonna marry a woman and act like I'm not this super demonic dude. That's crazy to me, man. That's just the arrogance and ego of it all, man. With people like this, just crazy, bro. Like he's sitting here like created a whole life for himself, but that seems to be a normal thing for serial killers, man. They live double lives for real. You know what I mean? At night they out taking lives and preying on the innocent, and during day they a father. And it's not just men that's serial killers too. It's women out here. Believe it or not, you got women that are real serial killers, man. But dude, definitely, he just acting like he ain't did nothing, but he just told on himself, man.
She
Might as well give it
Stanford
up.
graduate.
Well, just by the way she dresses and all in
Okay.
this area,
Sure.
But, I didn't say graduate either. I said, she's a college kid.
Oh, okay. Now this young lady was obviously murdered, like I said. She was strangled.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever think about doing anything like that?
Nope.
I know that you were accused of a sexual assault, right? Would you ever think about committing a sexual assault?
I have no reason for it.
And I'm going to ask you these tough questions because this is part of the investigation. When you were younger, did you ever fantasize about sexual assault?
That's what it sounds like by looking at my record.
Yeah. Or killing a young woman? Okay.
No.
In this investigation, if your DNA was on this young lady, why would you think your DNA was on her?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Were you involved in the murder of this young girl?
Nope.
As the sergeant continues to press for answers, John inches closer to a major mistake, not yet aware of what he's about to give away.
You know about DNA and how it's transferred, right?
Yeah. This can be how it's transferred. I can always just tell.
Okay, tell me about that.
Yeah, one is semen.
Okay.
One is from the mouth.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the only two that I know of.
Okay.
Now, if there's some that are bodily, I mean, other than these two transferred, then it's totally different.
Okay. And you know about technology now, advances in
technology
technology.
is getting good.
Yeah, so
They're
there's.
catching them every day.
Yeah. How do you think your DNA would be on a person?
Don't know.
Don't know. Okay.
Especially this person or these two persons.
What two persons?
Well, that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The two young women.
Okay. I showed you a picture of that one young lady.
Yeah. No.
Okay. What's the second young lady?
The one up on the hill.
Okay.
Yeah. There's two different places you're talking about.
Okay. One of them's up on the hill?
Yeah.
Okay. And then up on what hill? Well, you mentioned the hill.
You mentioned it.
I mentioned the hills.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll run that back.
Okay. What's the second young lady?
The one up on the hill.
Okay.
Yeah. There's two different places you're talking about.
Okay. One of them's up on the hill?
Yeah.
Okay. And then up on what hill? Well, you mentioned the hill.
You mentioned it.
I mentioned the hills.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the other one? Because I don't remember another one.
Well, there's the two girls. It's not both the same place.
Okay. I mentioned one girl up on the hill.
Yeah, I mean, okay, wherever she was, wherever the second girl was.
Okay.
While the sergeant doesn't yet know it, another woman was found in the Palo Alto area in 1974, 1 year after Leslie's body was discovered. 21-year-old Janet Taylor was found dumped along Sand Hill Road in the same Stanford Dish hiking area. According to news sources, she'd also been assaulted and strangled to death. The serial killer responsible for the deaths of both Leslie and Janet would escape justice for decades, until now.
I think I'm at a point in my investigation that,
I'm guilty, and that's it.
Well, I'm trying, well, there's a couple of things, John. Your DNA's on her.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not trying to find out who did it.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to find out is why you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you know more than you're telling me.
No, I wish I knew.
With John refusing to admit the truth, another investigator joins in the effort to obtain a confession. And the added pressure will soon tear his lies even further apart.
It's not an accident that your DNA got there. Your DNA and the type of DNA and where it is on the victim, there's no other explanation.
Mm-hmm.
You committed this crime. We know you committed this crime. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What we don't know is why. And we're going to give you the opportunity to explain it to us.
You don't have to. I thought about it, and that's all I can think of. No,
Know what?
no, I'm not guilty.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you right now you were.
Okay, fine.
Okay? You had to have known this day was coming.
Yeah, I know that. That's why it took so damn long.
As they push harder for the truth about Leslie, John once again lets slip that she wasn't the only one he left in the hills.
So why her?
I don't even know who she is. If that's the first girl or the one girl that's up on the hill or whatever,
What do you mean the first girl?
Well, he said there's two people, there's two girls. Unless I misunderstood him. They were killed within probably an hour of each other and 2 hours of each other, or a day in, or who knows.
Do you remember? How do you remember those details?
Some of the questions he's asked me.
Do you remember seeing any newspaper articles or media about those?
Nobody, but that girl there is not the other one that he showed me. If that's the girl there with the other picture, I doubt it.
Why's that?
I mean, look at the body.
Mm-hmm.
It could be somebody else. I don't think they're the same one.
Is that why you don't recognize her?
No,
Because that's not the girl that you
I'm
killed?
not questioning. I don't recognize her. I've never seen her.
Do you think it was a different girl that you killed and that's not the one
I
we're showing
didn't
you?
kill any girl.
You didn't kill the girl in Germany?
No. Well, that's total different. That's when I was 18 years old or younger.
In a final confrontation, investigators forced John to face the mounting evidence against him.
There's a situation in Germany where a girl ends up dead and you weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a situation
Here,
here,
that was
years later after you came back to the States, where a girl ends up dead and you say you weren't there, yet your DNA is there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the chances are of that happening?
I don't know.
What would you do if you were us and you were investigating this case? What would that look like to you?
There's a brick wall.
What do you mean there's a brick wall?
Well, I mean, you found out and you couldn't find out. So,
What do you mean I found out and I couldn't find
oh,
out?
nothing. I'm just let it go. I'm.
Well, you understand it's my job not to let things like that go, right?
I'm not. I have nothing to say about it.
It's gotta be quite a burden, John.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to put the questioning from here on, unless I'm represented by somebody in the courts.
What do you mean?
A lawyer.
You'd like a lawyer?
I like a lawyer.
Okay. Thanks, John.
After requesting a lawyer,
Man, not after requesting a lawyer, after telling on himself in every way possible, now he wants to request a lawyer. I don't understand, why people think that they owe the law enforcement or police or detectives some explanation. Even if you wrong, bro, like, always ask for your lawyer first, you know what I mean? Or a lawyer. But, dude, I feel like, man, like he said, he been waiting for this day for a long time. That weighs on people that do this type of stuff. They have to live with that on their conscience. They have to live and relive those nightmares of all those victims every single night, every single time they close their eyes. They probably see them walking around being hunted. And this is like some movie type stuff, man. Like, look how he ain't even passed away yet, as old as he is, to be brought finally, to be held accountable for all these murders and victims, and to get justice for these victims and their family. He ain't even passed away. It's like, yeah, man, you don't get away with doing stuff like this. You know what I mean? At all. And I want to say, as far as like his wife, whoever she is, because I heard, I think at the beginning he was like, my wife's not home or something like that. I don't know if he was telling the truth or not, but for him to have this insane obsession of sexually assaulting women and then after that taking their lives, how could he manage being with a woman, period? I don't care if she's really his type or not. How could you be with a woman and married to a woman without doing the same thing to her? That's crazy. But again, that's how these type of individuals are, man. Of course, we know they not rap right. There's some major screws loose in they dome. So yeah, man, dude is definitely off, man. And they need to put him away and throw away the key and let him spend the rest of his time rotting away in a cell.
the interrogation came to an end, but justice quickly caught up with 74-year-old John Arthur Getrew, who was arrested and booked into the Santa Clara County Main Jail with a $10 million bond. In January 2019, DNA from the torn crotch of Janet Taylor's underwear was also determined to be a match for John. In September 2021, a jury found him guilty of first-degree murder with infliction of great bodily injury in the killing of 21-year-old Janet Taylor. He was sentenced to 7 years to life in prison, finally putting a serial killer who had escaped justice for decades behind bars for good. In January 2023, he pleaded guilty to the murder of Leslie Perloff and received a second life sentence to be served consecutive with the first. According to multiple news sources, John Getrew died of natural causes on September 22, 2023, at the age of 79. His DNA remains in the state database and will continue to be compared against evidence from unsolved murders in the ongoing effort to close more cases.
All right, that's the end of that video. Feel free to post your thoughts, your comments. I appreciate it every time. Look at what I said, man. Dude lived that long. It's like a movie, man. Like, he lived that long just to finally get caught, go to prison, and die in there, bro. I mean, yeah, he got away with it for a very long time, but it caught up to him. And like I said, he needs to spend the rest of his days in prison and rot in prison till he passed away, as he did. I don't feel sorry for that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And it just goes to show, like, we live in a world where so many people are very sneaky and conniving and manipulating and just can go under the radar, man. We live in a scary world, bro, where just you never know who you walking amongst or who you hanging out with all the time or who you living with, man. Not to get too far off a subject, but this is kind of like that, when you got a brother living a double life, man. He out here married and got a whole family, but at night he doing some fruity stuff, bro. Doing drag queen and all that type of stuff, man. And being a download brother is what they was always called. That's kind of like that, man. During day, you providing husband, or if you a woman, wife, a mother or father, and all of these things during the day. But then at night, you out here a straight up serial killer. Crazy, bro. And they can't control themselves. They always crave more and more and more. Another victim, another victim. So it's really good they got his old ass off the streets. I don't care how old he is. It's good they got his ass off the streets and brought some closure to some of these victims. They probably got more victims they still haven't even found yet. And hopefully they do. To give these families some closure, man. Some sort of peace. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this video, man. Very crazy. Y'all stay careful out there, man. Watch the company you keep. Watch the people you meet. We living in a day and age where a lot of people meet online. And to me, that's terrifying. And also it's proof out there all over the internet and in the world that it's not really the best way to meet people. I'm not saying like no relationships are solid and good and healthy that came from meeting individuals meeting each other online, but I will say you see it all the time where it just doesn't work out, whether it be a relationship or just people. Hey, I met this person online, I want to hang out with them, whatever. It doesn't go right, and I feel like a lot of weird people are on those type of platforms. Meet a friend, meet a cougar, all that, meet a Christian. I feel like it's all weirdos, bro. Get out here and really get to know a person for who they are genuinely. Get out in the world, man, and socialize face to face, man. Just because they keep pushing technology don't mean you got to just keep adapting to it. I mean, keep adopting it into your life and accepting it to your life to where it just overtakes everything. Me and my son got into a good debate about AI and how we felt about it, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's some great tools about AI to a certain degree, as well as my son, but he was just like, no, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's wicked and evil. I do. You know what I mean? Not saying that AI is new either. It's been around. Even before we knew it as AI, it's been around. But I look at the history of what the internet and social media has done to people individually and collectively, bro. We as the people are so separated. And I'm not even talking about like people you just went to school with or something. I'm talking about within your own family, your own household. Like you can be in the house and nobody bonds anymore. Everybody's on their phone. Everybody's on their tablet. Everybody's on live streaming, doing something dealing with technology and the internet and social media. And again, I'm not saying you can't use it for, it hasn't been used for good reasons or, nothing like that. I'm just saying when it's caused more damage and more harm to human beings than it's done as justice. That's just my personal opinion. And I was just telling my son, don't lose sight of it, man. I mean, look at it, man. People are already separated. People are already divided. You got a lot of people that, when Facebook first came on the scene, it was a lot of issues of Facebook bullying. That was a real thing. MySpace bullying. All these, people was really getting bullied and people were really fighting and dealing with mental illness and all kind of stuff. And some people would even go as far as deleting themselves, all because of what they encountered with social media and technology and the internet. So yeah, I think, you know, we gotta kind of watch those type of things. But I got a little bit off track, man. But anyway, man, y'all post y'all thoughts, y'all comments. Let me know what y'all feel about this, man. Y'all stay blessed out there. You know, stay building a sound foundation in your life, including the people who you got around you, because you need to always be aware of the people that surround you, as well as aware of yourself. And just stay blessed, man. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Stay loving on yourself and y'all loved ones. Stay on y'all grind at all times. Until next time, my good people, man, y'all already know what it is, man. Let's grit. Y'all know what it is.
Cause nigga, I like money and nice shit. My swag is priceless, my bag is righteous. You mad? I got the